Welcome back to the Château de Saint-Germain-des-Prés after a slight detour to Wales to visit some of Steve's family. We're going to carry on with the tour due to popular demand, so let's join the tour in progress on the mezzanine. The mezzanine floor is our main guest bedroom floor. So there are 5 guest bedrooms that come off of here and rotate around the big central room. Generally, we've done some refurbishment of the curtains and some light redecorating, but we haven't got into the full rebuild of the bedrooms yet, which we would like to do down the road. Plus, of course, this is where the main bath and the small WC are that are part of our bathroom redo for this year. One of the key features of this floor is the tapestry border that surrounds the top edge. And as far as we know, that is actually original to about 1900 when this part of the chateau was rebuilt. So the one part of the chateau is 16th century and this part of the chateau is 1900, and it's a mix of neo-Gothic and ballet pop styling. So the lady who lived here until 1960 told us that this was here when she was here, and as far as she knew, it was original to the redo in 1900, which is pretty exciting, but also pretty daunting because we don't want to hurt it, but it's obviously not in its original glory. So it's one of those, do you conserve it and leave it, or do you conserve it and take it down? We still haven't decided. Now we'll move along to the bedrooms on the east side, from north to south, which we have renamed Deux Terrasses, Petite Chambre, and the Chambre des Châtelains. All of the bedrooms basically look like this when we moved in. No furniture, very old manky curtains. But they did have neutral walls, which in most cases are painted over wallpaper, so we'll pay that price later. And every room has a fireplace, which we hope to eventually have outfitted with some safe log burners or maybe gas fireplaces. So for each room, and Deux Terrasses is no exception, we had to start by getting beds and basic furnishings and a little bit of decor in place. We've just come into Deux Terrasses and Steve has had a genius moment.
Well, we found this fabric at a brocante, and
it's not just fabric; it's a bedspread.
It is a bedspread, and it's got a lovely tassel on the side of it. I love the colors of it, though. They're so vibrant.
They're so regal,
and the gold is so fantastic. And I think that they could make, because we have 2 of them, they would make a really good bed crown.
Right, fill that space.
Yeah, so have them draped down on either side of this bed, and just make it feel very regal.
And then there's the headboard, which, I mean, that was a one-day project when we were stuck for vlog content, and it's cute and it's not staying.
It's not quite hitting us the way we wanted it to, but there we go. We did go kind of bright with this room. It is a very light room to begin with. We have beautiful furnishings in here. This was a great find at a truck. So this space is just so special to have because you can, overlook the park. Nice place to sit out in the morning and have a cup of coffee or a cup of tea. And it's just great because you can actually see down to the village as well. Yep. And it's just a nice open area. And then on the far side of the room, there's also a Juliet balcony that overlooks the village, which is great. You can almost make your order down to the boulangerie from there. Just wave and say, hey, I'd like deux croissants and pain au chocolat, something like that. So this is where we had the first go at learning to recover chairs that we'd bought at a brocante, and that was kind of a fun new skill to learn. I think I'm enjoying learning lots of things as we're on this journey. This room has an ensuite shower room with a bidet and sink and WC across the hall. The Petite Chambre is a long, narrow room that we've had a lot of fun redecorating actually a couple of times. It, of course, comes with its own fireplace and shares the WC facilities across the hall. We've done a couple of rounds of curtains in here with some help from Sophie and my mum, and we also got a bed that we recovered, again, using those skills that I learned from reupholstering the chairs in Deux Terrasses. So this is where we settled right now. Stephen and Dexter are hanging out in the Petite Chambre. Hello, bud. Yeah. So this is the smallest of the 5 bedrooms that we use for guests, but nonetheless adorable.
Yes.
We've decided that this room, what we're trying to do is be sort of lavish with the textures and the patterns, and Again, the walls, we're definitely going to be doing something with the walls in here.
Yeah.
This is just painted wallpaper right now, but we've added a couple tapestries in here. Sarah did an amazing job refinishing this bed that we got for nothing. And there's the 12-degree patterns and the curtains and on the bed frame as well. And we've got some cushions that are somewhere else in the house right now, but that have very, very lush scenes and stuff on them.
Yeah.
So we're just trying to, because it's the smallest room, we want it to feel sort of extra special, extra sort of twee. Is that a good word? Beautiful furniture and some lovely light.
Yeah, it does. It looks out over the park, which is nice.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, good view of the park. Yes, the awning here is really pretty.
Oh, it's being pretty right now. Sunshine, what's that?
That's exciting.
We should get outside and do the outside stuff.
We should.
Also, lighting. All the bedrooms need better lighting because this is a choice.
Yeah, and it's really the only light fixture in here. We do normally have bedside lamps, but all these rooms could really use some
chandeliers.
Chandeliers, exactly.
Yes. Yeah.
So we will get around to doing that at some point.
Yeah.
As well. But yeah, so this is the petite chambre. Yeah, I like this room. There's a nice feel to it.
I do too.
Very warm.
Yeah. Moving into the Chambre des Chatelaines, it actually has a little anteroom leading into it. There are cupboards on the right and left, and then the bathroom is straight ahead, and then the door to the bedroom itself is on your right. So then you go through to the bedroom. Like most of the rooms, it had danky brown curtains. We did buy this bed off the previous owner, so that's one of the few pieces of furniture that came with the house. And then since then, we went out to Paris and got some right proper material. Had a fabulous time sewing up curtains and pelmets and valances and all of those things, and generally giving the room pretty much its final makeover. We would still like to change the color of the walls and recover the chairs that are in here because they're just too gray. But other than that, this room has seen a pretty good upgrade.
It's a really nice big room. The one thing that we really love about it is that it's triple aspect. So, we can see, or you can see from all the way up the side of our hill here to the front park, which has a lovely balcony out. And what's really cool is we get to see the tower from here as well. The tower is so pretty, and it's just nice to be able to see that out this window. So
I will show everyone the photo that you took that we decided not to use because it just didn't look realistic, even though it's actually a shot from this window. We thought, if we put that up, no one's actually going to believe that.
Yeah, other than that, it kind of looks like there's just a brick wall right in front of the window. But no, we promise that you can see a little beyond that. And the way that we look at all the rooms in the chateau is that they are in really great shape right now. They're very comfortable, but we can just keep adding luxury to them as we go.
This is actually one of my favorite things about this room, is just stepping out onto the balcony and seeing the gorgeous golden afternoon light drifting across the park. So now we'll move along the south side of the mezzanine over to the rooms that we are now calling La Tour and the Balsam Suite. This footage of La Tour makes it look a lot smaller than it is. It's a really generously sized room. It does have the fireplace, but does not have any ensuite facilities. We thought about sticking a bathroom in a closet. Why not? Sophie-Anne freshened up the curtains, replacing that drab brown option, and we added a couple of headboards similar to what we did in De Terrasse, but we're definitely not done in this room.
All right. And this room is
an utter disaster. So normally this is the very beautiful La Tour, but every winter I commandeer one of the bedrooms for my workspace, basically. So right now I am using this space for editing these vlogs, for doing the sewing projects, for doing the ironing, and basically everything else that I want to get done. This becomes my little workspace. And so you can even see I even set up myself a little day bed to stretch out my back for when I'm done, cutting. But generally the room looks like this when I have projects in progress. So I could have tidied up, but I just mess it up again 5 minutes later. So
and it's easier to heat. That's the trick. Is Sarah's sewing room is usually on the top floor, but there's no heating up there, or no any conceivable heating.
So welcome to La Tour. Now I'll show you what it looks like when it's nice.
Yeah. All right, awesome.
This is what La Tour looks like when it's set up for guests. And Stephen and I debate a lot about that armoire because it's gorgeous and we love it, but it's also really, really big. There might be options for reconfiguring this room that are more conducive to a comfortable stay. Really love your comments on how to do this. And down the road, when we have that plan, then we'll also pick a new color for the walls and update the headboards accordingly. The final bedroom is the balsam suite, which again, we've taken from pretty much bare bones. We kept the armoire and the matching mirror from the previous owners, but other than that, it was a bare room. It does have a full ensuite shower, so that's one of our projects for this year. And again, we've just replaced the curtains and we built ourselves some headboards and really added furniture and just made this a full suite of a room.
Okay, now we're coming into... Which room is this?
This is the balsam suite. It's
Balsam.
our biggest room.
Yeah.
All the rooms are pretty generously sized. This one is a full ensuite and obviously has the seating area and a desk and a couple of mementos of Balsam Lake. These are paintings that were commissioned by my family back in the 80s.
But I swear, I came in this room the other day and it felt like I was walking into an apartment. It is a good size room, this one.
We did the headboards together. You did the
right.
Shaping and I will admit I have ambitions of completely redoing this room again.
We're going through each room as it comes. I mean, we want to make them as comfortable as possible. And as I say, we're just going to continue to add luxury as we go on these spaces. But they're generous spaces. We got, the sky's the limit as far as what we can do with it. I think a really cool wallpaper in here would go a long way.
Oh, I think it would too. I'd like to pick another fabric. I always want to pick another fabric.
Yeah.
It's a failing of mine. So that's it for the bedroom tour. The only thing left are the bathrooms, which we went through a couple of days ago. We just had a chat with a local plumber, and I think we have a bit of a plan for how we're going to move forward, so I'll bring more of that to you next week. But here's just a quick reminder of how we went from kind of a dingy yellow-brown to a bright white, and then our plan moving forward will be something else entirely.
Hey, look, we bought a new chateau.
A new stately pile.
No, we are in South Wales, actually. We've come to Swansea in the southern Welsh area. My parents are coming to join us tomorrow. They're flying over from Canada. It is, in fact, my mother's birthday today. So
happy birthday, Jen!
Happy birthday, Mom. But until they're here, we figured we'd do a little touring. And today we've decided to come to Margam Castle, which is sort of around the Port Talbot area, Port Talbot, Swansea. You can actually see the ocean behind the camera here. So let's go check out Margam Castle, see what it has to offer.
Let's do it. It's really the outside and the gardens that are most impressive now. The interior contents were sold off in the 40s, well after the family had left the estate. But back in the 20s, Miss Emily Talbot inherited the property from her father, who was an industrialist, and in addition to being a great philanthropist and improving some of her father's estate and industries, she also threw some epic parties. Can you imagine what that would have been like in here? I wanted to give a New Year shout out to our friends at Conservation Without Borders. They have a YouTube channel. It would be amazing if you guys could head over there and subscribe to their really uplifting stories of conservation. And also, if you have a little bit extra this month, Sasha is actually crowdfunding for a new pair of prosthetics. We didn't talk about it during her interview, but she had a near fatal accident as part of her last expedition, and she's on a long rehab. and a pair of prosthetics would go a long way to help her being more comfortable on her amazing conservation efforts. I'll include a link in the description for anyone who wants to go check out more of the story and possibly make a contribution. We'd really appreciate it. Thank you.